Hi guys, goofing around. I made another one of those 5-gallon bucket light things with a bug or something in it. Piece of dirt. Anyhow, you put water in a 5-gallon bucket and as cold as it's been down here, it freezes. But the bottom didn't freeze that thick, so I turned it upside down. And you have to keep banging a hole in the top. I don't know, that's what I did. And when it lights up, it just, you can see the cracks in it. It just turns out real neat. Oh, I got another dirt in there. I must have a water system problem here. That must because I had it outside. Anyhow, if you want to do something just for fun in this cold weather, take a 5-gallon bucket if you can find it. I'll go down and show you in a minute. Bye-bye. Hi guys. Welcome to Freaking Jeep. My name is John and today is tomorrow. Tomorrow is today. I'm making this today, but it's going to come on tomorrow. How's that? But it's really today, which is the day that I did the moving the wood around. When the battery went dead because of the cold, I just went in and switched batteries and then sat down and got a nibble to eat, and then it's just cold and don't feel like coming back out. I'm having a hard time. But anyhow, and then I'm from here we'll go up there and look at the Jeep some. I got some thinking to do on that Jeep before I go too much further. There's some things I want to change on it already. And so I'll discuss that in a minute. But here I got some poplar. This poplar was in the way constantly when I was moving the wood out. If you recall those videos, I was getting the wood out from over there and then coming back and doing all sorts of hocus pocus. I don't even remember what all I was doing. So anyhow, what I want to do is see what the moisture content is. Well, I went over to fire up a lickety log splitter and it didn't want to start. I think when that hydraulic fluid's as cold as it is, I can't pull that rope with enough. So I'm going to do the old-fashioned way, which I don't know how to do that anymore. I'm just going to split it and see what it is, and if it's down in the 20% range, it's probably going to go up to the boiler. I did move 2 loads of wood up the boiler instead of 1, and that's when the battery died when I went to do the video. Forgot the oh lordy, I got a cup. You guys know me, I'm always super prepared. Well, I left the splitting ball in the I got the Kubota now instead of the other thing. Let's see. Yeah, and that's why I use a splitter. That's probably pretty wet inside. That's why it ain't splitting. You know, this always works for me. That's a pretty solid piece of wood still. Look at that. That's easier than swinging that other thing. The times that I swung it, the 2 or 3 times I swung it. So what do you think the moisture content is? It's been sitting around here for a while. Whew, old man's already out of breath. I was watching Russ up at Willie's farm. He split a bunch of wood by hand. I can remember in the younger days. Don't do that no more. Let's see what this thing, well, it was sitting in where it was warm, so it's probably not going to tell a good temperature. It says it's 32. Oh, this stuff, I don't know, it doesn't feel too bad. 30, 31. There it's below 20. There it went up to 44. There it went up to 30. There it went up to 32. I'd say it's at 32. That's 25. I was just curious at the ends what it was. That's 25, but right in the center, that went up to, that's 32. Up here though, there must have been rain coming in there or hit snow or something. Yeah, it's off the scale there. Let me do it just down a little bit further from there. Nope, that's going off the scale. There must have been, I don't know, so, something happened, but I guess that's a little bit too wet to put in the fireplace or in the boiler. Oh lordy, now I got cold knees. Don't have anything to brush it off with because my mittens are over here. Well, that was kind of disappointing. I thought it was going to be a little bit drier than that, but those big chunks, that was, I don't know whether that was even a live tree. I'll just split one of those oaks. Yeah, with all the snow on it. That's almost serious work. That one over there will go into the chunks and hunks. I bet that splits easier than that poplar. Let me just play. Also, this thing here, if it's got, they don't sink good if it's a little bit, it's got a little surface rust. That's that snow sitting on it. You probably didn't even see that fancy chomping. You might have caught a little bit of it. I was going over yonder and then didn't make it over yonder. .25. Short stubby pieces like that dry out faster. All right, you're gonna see the old geezer go over to that one. I don't know what I can do to make it stable, because if it hits this snow, it's just gonna absorb, the snow's gonna absorb all the mighty blow. That's got a lot of curly oak in it. You can't see, I must have already busted that down a little bit. There's a few of these over here. This came apart. Didn't hit it very good, did I? Guess I got the moisture meter in my pocket. Can't get it out of my pocket. It's too cold, it doesn't want to come out. The lid came off. No, it didn't. All right. .32 must be the magic number today. I wonder what it is in this ice. Right in the ice, it's 20. Huh. Let's see the calibration thing on this thing here. This should be 18. Right on the money. Right on the money. This one, this old, I've showed it many times before. This old moisture meter of mine, it's got bars that go up on it, but it has a thing here, I don't know, that you can see this is 18 to 20, so you put it on there and you'll watch the bars come up. See how it's coming up to 19? I don't know if you can see that. And then this is 44 plus, so you watch the bar, it should go up, see it goes off the scale. But it's kind of interesting that putting it in the snow didn't do anything. All right, well, that's enough playing in the woods. I want to put all this nonsense away, and we'll meet you up at the Jeep in a couple minutes. Well, guys, here we are at the Jeep. Here's what some of the things that I don't like or do like or want to change is this back here, the coil. I want the positive and negative to be this way instead of this way, and you can't turn that without taking it out, because there's a stud down here, so you can undo the bolt to the stud, but then you can't get to the screw. So if I'm going to try to loosen the back screw enough to pivot it out from the stud, so I can undo that and then redo that. Then the next thing I don't care for is right now it's showing me number 1 up here, and I think number 1 is supposed to be over here. I think that gear in there is not in the proper spot. I got to do some archiving in some old long lost Jeep manuals in the basement to see. I'm pretty sure that number 1 is supposed to be down here. So that's kind of what I'm kicking around right now. So I'm going to start with moving the coil, turning it that way. I got to make a addition to this wire here, which these are my dad's old wire strippers. I don't know, I don't think that you're going to be able to see me. These just kind of clamp on and strip off, so I still can't see it with here. Everything is cold, including my hands. Become instant ice balls. I don't have any dexterity because man, a couple of my fingers are really just numb cold. I can't even turn that screw there. Should be easy to turn. And it's a 7/16. Oh, these wrenches are real warm too. Of course, as soon as I do that, then I can't see anything. I've got my arm in there. Yeah, I might be able to see it there. Yeah, I can. That's the ticket. So this is kind of a goofy little, I don't know what you call it. Wouldn't make any difference where the, man, my fingers just can't gription on anything right now. It's a tweener bolt too, if you know what, if you're in a wrench and you know what tweener bolts are. Too tight for your fingers and too loose for a wrench or a ratchet. Or maybe it's just frozen. Everything else is frozen. Anyhow, this other finger ain't frozen, but it's the wrong angle. Anyhow, I'll bring you back in a little while, or maybe not. I don't really know, but that's kind of what's going on the Jeep. I'm gonna do this. There ain't no point in you watching me watch paint dry or helping me watch paint dry. And then I'm not gonna pull the distributor. I'm gonna go look at some stuff in the book first. So that's where we're at. And then even if it's in the wrong spot, okay, the end of the distributor has got a little T-slot in it. What didn't make any sense to me is that rotor should be able to go in this way or 180 degrees out, and wouldn't. And that didn't make any sense to me, okay? So that's the way it is. So why didn't this thing go in either way? Maybe it's long on one side, but if it was long on one side, it should go out the other way. I don't know. Maybe it's just machined poorly. I don't know. It should go in either way. Okay, so now you have the gear in there, and then you got the shaft that goes down to the oil pump. That shaft is probably a hexagon or something like that. It's been so, I was going to go back and look at some of that Jeep stuff in the back. Maybe I'll do that after that. Anyhow, once you turn that gear the opposite way, it comes out. Then it's going to get out of the drive to the oil pump, because that's part of the oil pump drive. So then you turn around to where you want, it might not go back in. So I might be, that's kind of what some of the dilemma is for, that's what I'm thinking about. But then I'm also thinking that if you have your screwdriver in there while you turn the engine, this thing, it should plop down in there. So there's where I'm at, guys. We'll be back. If I go back to that big parts department back there, I'll probably find one of those gears there. Pretty sure I'll find one of those gears there. I'll go back and look, and either that or I got a couple Jeep departments. When I used to be into Jeeps, I had a lot of Jeep parts, and gotten rid of an awful lot of them. So anyhow, it probably looks, it probably looks like, if you guys know 318s, I think it looks like a 318 thing. I looked in a parts book today earlier, and these guys, you can build a whole Jeep, but I didn't see it in there. I neglected to find it. I'm sure it's in there. So anyhow, we'll be back in a while. I got to take you off the stand every time I turn the camera off and change scenes. I got to put you guys in my pocket, or the battery will freeze out like it did this morning. See ya in a little bit, I hope. Bye. Well, quick update. I got that switched around the way I want. I think, I don't know, I got the negative on the outside. Maybe I should want the negative on the inside because I got 2 wires to put on the positive. Can you see that back screw down there? Haven't figured out how I'm going to tighten that yet. Figure you guys would just come up and do it for me real quick. Anyhow, that's what I'm going for. I have to get out my 1/4-inch drive swivel socket, swivel head socket, and maybe I can get in there with that. Or if I drill a hole through here and drill a hole through here and go all the way in, I might be able to get it that way. Or if I just cut a big access hole in the firewall. Anyway, goes to show you they make kind of difficult stuff back in the Winevers also, because to get that screw out, to turn that, so if you had to change this coil, you can't just take it out by undoing that screw because the stud here blocks the screw access. But what I did was took this one off, loosened the back one, and then pulled it out and kind of stretched it a little bit. Even then, I couldn't get a screwdriver in there because of this distance, so I had to then turn it up, which was pivoted on the back one. So that's where we're at. I'm too froze to go any further. Might go back. I'm going to go back and look for that gear thing, though. We'll see you. Bye. Well, I came in here looking for that part. It's not what I thought it was. I don't know if you can see in here or not. Here's the cam gear right here with hickory nuts. The gear that I'm looking at that I got to slot that into is driven off the oil pump. It is not driven off the distributor's driven off the oil pump. And that gear is on the oil pump back here. I don't know if you guys can you see it back in there? I can't see in the camera whether you can see it or not. Anyhow, then the rod goes down into that thing. So I'd have to pull the oil pump to turn it. This block was in good shape when I put it in here, believe it or not, many more years ago than I even think. So I'm glad I came back here and did a look-see. Oh, Lordy. Now I got to get up. Look at that. This is probably a... Ouch. Man, there's so much stuff here. This is probably a radiator hose, brand new radiator hose for a Jeep. I can see a number on it. It's probably underneath this. There it is. Can't read it. It's a Gates hose. Can't read it, but there's another one up there. I knew I used to buy too many at a time. There's a hood, or that's probably a seat bracket. There's a starter motor over there. I'll tell you what's wrong with the sea container. Everything in here condensates. There was another hose up here. I think it's the same hose. I think I'll take them, and there's another one over there. I think I'll take them up there and try to identify them. Might even get new hoses on that Jeep, new old hoses. Anyhow, I'm glad I came back and took a look at that block. The head to it, I saw the head to it over there. Can you see it next to the radiator? Don't know why it's over there. Lots of too much stuff. All right, I'm frozen, giving up for tonight. Well, guys, I just put some wood in the fire, and yeah, I did it. You see that log there and that log there. Remember that poplar I split a little while ago? Seems to burn fine. Now maybe moisture content goes up higher when it's cold. I don't know. But there's not even any steam coming out of the back. You can see the end of that one up there. It's burning. I don't see any steam coming out of it, but there's got to be. I mean, I know there's some in there, but I'll just crank up the air on it a little bit, and steel burns if you give enough oxygen. So I think it'll be fine. It seems to be burning fine. And the air, I don't know whether, yeah, the air's onto it right now. Anyhow, just thought you might, yeah, you can see the top of that log gear burning. Could be just the outer edge. That was, I don't know whether it's the inside. You can hear it pop, it's poplar. Gotta close this thing down, it's getting to be too big. We'll see ya. Look at that door, guys, Snow White. This is, what time is it? It is You can't see it over there. Maybe you can. It looks like it's about 1:45. I put a little ash in there this morning. You can see all the fly ash that creates. It goes up and clogs up those, what do you call it, tubes up there. But if you recall, yesterday I put that green poplar in there, and it didn't make it any different than anything else. So I might go down there and try to split a little bit more to clean up that area and do something. See all the fly ash coming around? It's like it's snowing in here. That's kind of what I don't like about ash. Or it seemed to burn good. I chewed into it pretty good yesterday. It's having a long cold spell. Anyhow, I'm gonna do that. Hi there, friggin' Jeep. My name's John and welcome. I don't know where this is gonna come out in the show because I got so many videos I got to put together. I am going to go buy something today. Something just went around over there. Must have been a bird. I'm going to go buy something today. It's one I got to leave here at 3:30. That I need my head checked. Really need my head checked. Now I might make this a teaser for tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do. It depends on what time I get back. It's only about I think it's a 15-minute drive from here, so it's not too bad. But I need my head checked. So I'm going to go up there and show you the 5-gallon bucket that I got going on. Then I'm going to go down and see maybe if I can play with the wood splitters a little bit. Because it's too cold to do something where I don't have gloves on, like work a camera. It's only, I don't know, it's about 30 degrees out here, a little breezy. So anyhow, we'll be back in a little bit. Ton of ashes in there. Well guys, wondering if this old beast will start. It's pretty cold out and hadn't been starting in a while. I tried to start the far lickety log splitter and it doesn't want to start. That one, the closer one there, is out of gas. So I was going to try to see if this thing will start. I hear the fuel pump. Now see if the fuel comes up down here. Here comes the fuel. We'll pull the choke on and hit the button. Doesn't seem to want to start. Oh, I got to turn the fuel up a little bit. And I know it likes to choke. That's pretty doggone good to me. I'm going to go over and get a couple of those pieces of wood over there and just carry them over here and bust them up. But I don't have the tripod. Maybe I'll go get it. Bye-bye. Hi guys, we're down here at the wood splitter. I'm just busting these in half. Now you're probably asking me, why don't I stack them in there? Because I don't want this wood going in there. I want nice oak in there, and I don't want to put any wood in there until I get the bottom of it covered with oil. So that's the one reason. So then I'd pick it up and move it out of the way and put one of those empty crates over there to throw it into. But I know that crate's frozen to the ground. I also got a green bucket over there that you saw me fill. I don't even know if you can see the green bucket. It's somewhere over in there. I can't see in the screen. Anyhow, I'm just going to bust these in half because they, I can't even see that. So it's glary with the sun. Over there's a mud hole. Over here is frozen. These things, even though they're pretty high in moisture content, they burned real good, which I showed you in the boiler. So I'm just going to split them up and put them over there and take them up. And I'm only putting 2 in at a time, but they seem to be burning all right. So that's what I'm going to do. You got to put your ears on. Been a while since you've been down here. Let's see if it'll start back up. Oh, the oil's cold. Old splitter still runs. How about that, guys? And I'm just gonna stack these on the floor of the Kubota over there. I can't get out of here. It's too many obstacles. I got all those obstacles. So I'm gonna pull this beast, like I said, over there. I'll take you off the stand. Over here it's great. You can work on this all day long. But as soon as you get over here, I tramped through there. I went through there one time. See the muddy in the trails? That sun's just baking on the top where it's, I guess, just ricocheting off the snow. It's a good thing. Anyhow, it's good to see the old splitter run. Leave a comment if you like seeing the old splitter run. I can't turn the camera off till I'll take my mittens off. Sorry about that. Oh, I gotta turn it around then. Fuel for the boiler. Bye-bye.